Gents, today I'm going to be helping you prepare for a night out with me. You finished a crazy week and now it's time to unwind and go on the lash with the lads. And I see far too many guys in bars and clubs looking terrible, smelling awful. They really didn't come prepared for the night. So I figured in this video I would do a bit of a tutorial on how to prepare for a night out. And if you were looking to pull someone, shall we say, then hopefully some of these tips will prove even more useful. Step one is for those of you who want to put across the best image possible. Make sure that you get a haircut within about a week or so of going on the night out. I know it as well as you, when you step out of the barbers after you've had a brand new haircut, you get a bit of confidence that you just don't normally have, unless obviously you end up with a terrible haircut. Either way, slightly shorter hairstyles are generally easier to manage. You can get much more consistent results when you're styling it on the night. This is just going to help you look your best. Okay, so it's the day of the night out. This brings us to step number 2. Make sure you actually eat stuff. And why on earth does this matter if you're going on a night out? Alcohol, even the cheap stuff like this, is going to cripple you if you haven't eaten. If you're a guy that finds yourself absolutely wasted after a can or two of beer, then this is something you definitely need to consider. Are you actually eating enough calories? If you eat a really decent amount of food on the day, it doesn't stop you from getting wasted, but it certainly prevents the alcohol from having such a strong effect on you. It takes a bit longer for it to get working. But this means it's way easier to control yourself and you're much less likely to end up passed out on the street. So make sure, lads, you're eating some slap-up meals on the day. Make sure you fill yourself up so you don't die. Okay, so your stomach is prepared, but is the rest of your body? Step number 3 is decide what you're going to wear in advance. You may have expected to have seen this one a little bit later, maybe towards the end of the getting ready process. But the problem is, if you leave it that long, there's always something that seems to go wrong. Either your favourite shirt is completely creased, your favourite trousers have got a mark on that needs to be got rid of. It's best to get this sorted in advance, hang it up on the front of your wardrobe just like I do, makes it the easiest way forward. And here are a couple of tips, clothes-wise, on what I'd recommend wearing on a night out. You want to go with something that's breathable. Jackets like this fabulous Harrington jacket may look really stylish, but reality is, if you're in a really hot environment such as a nightclub or bar, something like this is going to leave you an absolute sweat pit. And the problem is, when you want to take this thing off and put it down somewhere, if you want to go dancing for instance, then you've got to leave it somewhere, and realistically, where I live anyway, something like this is just going to get nicked. You want to wear stuff that's going to avoid you getting covered in your own sweat. I see tons of guys out there in nightclubs wearing pullovers, jumpers, and you may be tempted by these. You may even be tempted by your own best beautiful blazer. And maybe you do want to look like the smartest guy in the club, but are you really going to feel like the smartest guy in the club when you're pouring down your face with sweat? Not really. I would definitely recommend going with something that's much more breathable. A simple shirt or short sleeved shirt or even a polo shirt is a much better option. I wouldn't really recommend a sports style polo shirt that you'd wear for sporting activities. These don't aesthetically look suitable for nights out normally. If you're struggling for ideas on what to wear on a night out, I've got a really simple, easy to follow video that I did recently with 3 very basic suggestions, super affordable for any guy. So once you finish watching this video, make sure you press this video on the end screen in a moment. Step number 4, shower. So you may have had a shower at 8 o'clock in the morning before you went out to work for the day. But really, if you're going to be going out clubbing until the early hours of the morning, you're going to want to wash yourself again. As well as washing your body thoroughly, make sure that you get your hair sorted too. I'd recommend definitely chucking the shampoo and conditioner on here too in preparation for step number 5. And that is styling your hair. Because having completely wet hair in order to pre-style your hair is one of the best ways to actually get your hair to stay up all night. This is one of the most frequent questions I get on the channel. How do you actually get your hair to hold up in place? Especially when you're moving around, you're in potentially a sweaty environment. Well, if you're not utilizing a pre-styler, I definitely recommend it. It's the most important stage. Onto your wet hair, spray something like a mousse or a thickening tonic, and then nail it with a hairdryer on medium temperature. I've done countless hair videos on this channel before, so if you want some more in-depth stuff, make sure you check out those videos. But basically, once you've sort of blasted it with the hairdryer, that sort of sets the hair in place, and then you can use your finishing product whatever it may be, to just lock that a bit more into place, maybe with some hairspray too. I chuck some of these product links for the best items to use in the description as well if you don't really know what you're looking for. Step number 6, get changed. And oh look, you've got your clothes right there in place from a previous step in this video. So blast your underarms with some antiperspirant and get changed. And it's at this point you can decide what shoes you want to wear. And my simple recommendations for you here is stick to something leather and stick to something that's not super casual. Leather, because if someone spills drinks on you, which happens constantly in nightclubs, your shoes aren't going to get ruined. And although loads of clubs are becoming a bit more lenient when it comes to the types of footwear that you can wear in these places, I'd probably still stick to more of a shoe as opposed to a trainer style. So you don't have to worry about getting rejected entry anywhere. And once you've got all your clothes on, that takes you to step number 7, accessories. Now I'm sure you guys wouldn't go without a watch. Definitely worth keeping on, because then you don't have to get your phone out all the time and risk it getting bashed onto the floor and trampled on. And of course, you're going to need something to keep your money and cards in, because how else are you going to buy a lucky lady some drinks? And this is where today's video sponsor, Modest Mark, really knocks it out of the park. They've got a great range of really aesthetically pleasing but functional minimalist wallets. On a night out, you don't need to be taking your whole life out with you. So minimalist wallets, just like the ones from Modest Mark, really hold all the essentials that you actually need for a night out in a much smaller package than a regular wallet. I will never be taking my regular size wallet on a night out again. When you've got a regular size wallet in your pocket full of money and cards, it just stands out from a mile away. If you're wearing any sort of slim trousers, it's just not a good look. A full Modest Mark wallet containing all the cards and money that I need for the night comes out as a slimmer package than a completely empty standard wallet. And I recently showed you guys on one of my live streams that when you put this in your pocket compared to the normal one, there's just a world of difference. You don't get this huge bulging square, it just looks more natural. As well as coming in a variety of colours and designs, these wallets are really packed with features that you just wouldn't expect for something of this size. You've got more than enough space for up to 4 different cards, including RFID protection on one of the sides. It's got a sleeve for all your notes, a change pocket, 2 areas that you can even put SD cards in, and you'll see the one that I've got here, which is the full leather version. I've also got this pen that came with it as well, if for whatever reason you were planning on using it on a night out. Ever since I received this one, I've been using it more than I expected. I've actually been using this on more of a daily basis, but I would certainly recommend picking these up even as a second wallet to use on nights out. I'll leave a link to the shop and Kickstarter in the description below so you guys can check them out. I do know that for a limited time they have actually got big discounts on some of the ones that I've featured in today's video too, so make sure you head over there. Step number 8 is one you can't afford to miss, especially if you want to get a kiss. There is nothing that kills a female's attraction to you more than smelling like death. Make sure before you go out that you actually brush your teeth, whether it be electric toothbrush or not. A few squirts of a nice cologne and you're ready to go. And that takes us to step number 9. You're sorted, so try not to die. I'm all for having a good time with booze, but if you're trying to drink, 30 of these, it's never going to end well. Be responsible and have fun. Hopefully you found this tutorial useful, and I feel confident in saying that having watched this video, you're going to have a great time on your next night out. And once again, I want to really thank Modest Mark for sponsoring the video and being so great to work with. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you press the like button, and if you want to see similar videos like this to do with how to style your hair and what to wear, make sure you press the subscribe button. And also, if you press the bell next to it, YouTube will actually tell you every single time I upload a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.